You have said some things that I sure look at, and I try to do the math and figure out how this is going to work as we get our aging fleet going. You made the statement, America's air-fueling fleet is the most stressed of our air mobility forces. Now, the KC-135 is, 61 years old. They've quit making the C-5 and the C-17, and we're looking at the KC-46. That's great, and it's going to be well-maintained in Tinker, and I'm very happy that that's going to come. However, they've ordered 179 of them. I'd like to have you kind of explain how this is going to work. You're going to see a phasing out. At the same time, it's going to take 10 years, apparently, to get to the 179. And then we have our KC-135, which will be at that time almost over 70 years old. So I really have two questions on this. Do you think that the KC-46 will be delivered this year as projected, and the impact on the current operations in maintaining the existing air fueling because of the production delays of the KC-46? And do you believe the current inventory of C-17s and C-5s are sufficient to provide the necessary gap that we're looking at? How is the math going to work on that down the road?
Well, Senator, that's a very insightful set of questions, and I will try to give as concise a set of answers as I can. Believing whether or not the KC-46 will be delivered on time, I talked to the Chief of Staff of the Air Force yesterday. He has some concerns about the ability to deliver the airplane as projected, but is committed to having the airplane that is delivered be operationally capable when it is. And I believe all the Boeing and the Air Force are both trying to get to that point. Your discussion about whether or not our fleet is of sufficient size, thank you for having us do another mobility capabilities requirement study, because that will answer that question. All the studies we've had to this point have not included things like a contested environment, cyber, and some other things that we've discovered over the last few years that we really need to put a focus on the mobility forces, because no one before has believed that we're going to lose anything. Okay,
and I appreciate that, and we'll look forward to getting that report. Now, I do want to have time to get an answer to this one. It was just a month ago that Senators Ernst, Round, Sullivan, and myself were in the Pacific area. We were talking to our international partners in South Korea, Taiwan, Japan, and the Philippines, and it kind of solidified my understanding of the expansionist activities of China and what they're doing. People don't realize they're actually creating these islands. There's not any legal justification in my mind for this, but it's being done. And they are actually set up as if they're preparing for World War III. Everything from runways, cannons, it's all 100% military. We've got 7 locations down there, and the 7 outposts add up to over 3,000 acres. So it's a big deal over there. It's got a lot of attention. And then when you stop and realize that where the 7 outposts are in the Spratly Islands, they're located in the international waters between Vietnam and the Philippines. So I'd like to get from you how concerned you are in terms of what this does to our seaways and our capability that you are going to have to be using.
Senator, freedom of navigation and access to global ports is one of the most significant things I deal with on a regular basis, not just for me, but for our partners and allies around the world, anybody that loves freedom and understands how important it is to the global economy.
Yeah, well, yeah, but in that particular area, though, it would seem to me that could be very obstructive in our ability to fill the missions that we have on those sea lanes. So apparently you do agree with that.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Senator Reid?